Hey everyone, welcome back to the Culture Wine Club. This month we're going to be focusing on women in wine, and specifically Chiara Scott Farmer, the winemaker at Brookdale Estate, as well as Megan van der Merwe and Beata America from Processus. So Megan and Beata are doing such a cool thing with Processus. First off, they both have full-time jobs. Megan is a full-time winemaker at Bo Constantia, which is one of the most important wineries in the Constantia region. Constantia is the first ever wine region in South Africa. It is only a 15-minute drive from Cape Town. So when you go, take an Uber, costs $5, go straight to Bo, say hi to Megan, taste her wines, and you'll see how beautiful and special this place is. Beata is a full-time art curator at Zeitz, which is one of the most incredible museums on the entire African continent, but a very important African modern art museum. What Megan and Beata do with the Processus, they kind of view that as their 5 to 9. It's their passion project. It's their something they can kind of build together that's holistic. It's an artistic approach. It's a beautiful thing. They make 500 cases a year in total, only 250 cases of this wine. I received about 2/3 of their production, and I am going to be sold out in about 2 weeks. So it's going to be one of those wines where I don't have it all year, but it's such a treat to be able to represent them and share their stories and their delicious wines. The Maria Gomes is a great variety from Portugal. It is also known as Fernão Peresh, and it's originally from the West Coast. You actually only have 2 vineyards of this in South Africa, which is unbelievable. And those vineyards are mostly selling them to co-ops. So you really don't see them as independent bottlings really anywhere. I actually haven't seen a single Maria Gomes anywhere else in South Africa. So this could be the only single variety bottling in the country. This variety, as you'll see, is super aromatic. It is very textural. It is almost a little smoky. That smoky and a little bit of saltiness comes from the granite soils that it grows in. But then the aromatics is the variety. I kind of describe it like a lemon verbena, like kind of salty, creamy thing going on. Megan describes the fermenting must as like a green curry, which is because there's like this curry leaf kind of note to it, particularly during the fermentation process. And it's just been really fun to see sommeliers around California dig into this and do pairings around it. This has been actually one of the most interesting wines to see in the sommelier world because they get like really like, holy shit, like what is in this wine kind of reaction to it, and then start pairing it with all kinds of wild things from like this abalone soup all the way to just like a simple prosciutto cured meat dish to, you know, grilled fish and beyond. So you can really like attack this one from a pairing point of view from a wide angle. Let's talk about the second wine, a Brookdale Estate Mason Road Chenin Blanc 2022. This is made by Chiara Scott Farmer, who was the youngest head female winemaker when she took over at only 26. The crazy thing about this is she had already made wine in Sancerre, Condrieu, and here in the Russian River. She started as an intern with Brookdale at 25. After her year was done, she took over as the head position. She then led a replanting regime, planting over 100 acres of vines between almost 50 different varieties, and has brought the like base level of Brookdale to an extremely high place. I firmly believe that Brookdale in the next 5 years, 5 to 7, maybe a little longer, will be one of the most important wineries coming out of South Africa, if not the entire Southern Hemisphere. Chiara has done that good of a job and has built that strong of a foundation. Now, beyond just her impact at Brookdale, she is Tim Atkin, who is one of the most important wine critics in the world, and certainly the most important in South Africa. She is Tim's right-hand person for tasting all of South Africa's wine and helping him determine his kind of top wines and top producers of the country each year. So not only is she crushing it at Brookdale, she's helping the most important critic in the entire country analyze what the best wines are in the country. So her access to what is happening, her understanding of what is happening, and her ability to give back is tremendous. I can't think of another producer, particularly one that's like 30 years old, giving that kind of input anywhere in the world. When you taste the wine, you'll see this is a pretty damn good bottle. And that's because it is about 80% from young vine fruit that she planted, and then 20% from vineyards planted in 1994. So when she led the replanting regime at Brookdale, she was able to save 2 of the old Chenin Blanc vineyards. One of them goes into a single variety bottling that I have about 15 cases left. It is absolutely killer. I would highly recommend you try it. And then the other is from the 1994 planting, which goes entirely into this. So I think when you taste this wine and you see, whoa, this has got some pretty substantial concentration, a pretty deep kind of rigid backbone, and a long, long finish, that is coming from that old vine fruit. So that's one of the things that makes the Mason Road line from Brookdale so spectacular. This is their entry level, but when you taste it, it tastes so much far beyond that. I think that the wine gives so much more quality and depth and just like deliciousness that you'll see it goes far beyond what someone would call entry level. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in. It's really such a treat to share Megan and Beata's Processus and Chiara's Brookdale with you. These really are special wines made by really special people that are doing some of the most important work you'll find in all of South Africa. So I hope that you'll be inspired to maybe dig a little deeper, do some more research on them, follow them on Instagram, say what's up on a DM. They would love to hear from you. They're really amazing people, and I hope you enjoy their wines, and I look forward to connecting with you next month. Thank you.